to the TokyoBill Weekly Update, news on Japan of interest to me, TokyoBill. In this week's news, Misawa Air Base gets delivery of F-35 fighter jets. Macaques seen suffering from hay fever across the nation. Emoji drug codes spreading among Japan's youth. Prime Minister Takaichi and President Macron show their Dragon Ball pose. And more. The Japanese government will increase the minimum residency requirement for naturalization from 5 to 10 years starting April 1st. The Justice Ministry will also extend the verification period for tax payments to 5 years and social insurance premiums to 2 years. Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi directed these changes to tighten the rules, highlighting concerns over the laxity of current conditions. The Nationality Act includes requirements for good conduct and sufficient means of support, while the screening process considers an applicant's compatibility with Japanese society, including language proficiency. These changes are part of new measures on foreign resident policy implemented in January. In 2025, there were 14,103 naturalization applications, with 9,258 approvals and 666 rejections. Nippon Telegraph and Telephone, NTT, has developed a 4-core multi-core optical fiber, or MCF, capable of quadrupling data capacity of conventional fibers without increasing their size. This advancement is crucial for integrating with the existing telecommunications infrastructure. As global demand for data grows with 5G and cloud services, the MCF employs spatial multiplexing to send signals through 4 independent cores, allowing a single undersea cable to carry up to 192 cores. NTT has also created supporting technologies, like joint boxes, to facilitate MCF integration. Set for rollout in 2029, this technology promises faster deployment and cost-effective upgrades for telecom projects. A China-Japan joint venture, GAC Toyota, has launched the BZ7, its new flagship electric sedan, in China, starting at $21,500. Available in 5 variants up to $29,000, the BZ7 attracted 3,100 orders in its first hour. Packed with technology from Chinese partners Huawei, Xiaomi, and Momenta, it features Harmony OS 5.0 intelligent driving, a smart home ecosystem, roof-mounted LiDAR, and nearly 50 driver assistance features. Inside, zero-gravity massaging front seats, a built-in refrigerator, and a 27-inch heads-up display signal serious luxury intent. 2 lithium iron phosphate battery options offer up to 700 kilometers of range, with 3C fast charging adding 300 kilometers in just 10 minutes. Toyota is backing the battery with a free replacement guarantee if degradation exceeds 10% within 2 years. A contingent of F-35A Lightning II stealth fighters has replaced F-16 Fighting Falcons at Misawa Air Base in Japan as part of a U.S. military realignment aimed at enhancing regional stability in the Indo-Pacific. The new aircraft, belonging to the 13th Fighter Squadron, will strengthen U.S. air power and are part of a broader plan that includes the stationing of F-15EX Eagles in Okinawa and F-35Cs in Iwakuni. The Pentagon emphasized this action as a commitment to Japan's defense and the bilateral goal of a free and open Indo-Pacific. While the F-35A offers advanced capabilities, readiness issues have been reported due to various operational challenges. The F-35A's role as a multi-role fighter includes various missions, supported by advanced sensor technology and network integration capabilities. The Kure Oyster Festival is lively, featuring beer and grilled meat, but this year faces a shortage of oysters. Attendees like Nobuyuki Miyaoka have observed smaller local oysters, raising concern amongst consumers and businesses in Kure and Hiroshima Prefecture. Rising sea temperatures and last summer's hot weather have led to significant die-offs, with Taketoshi Niina, a local fishery owner, reporting that 80% of his oysters are dead. He labels this harvest season as a disaster, with mortality rates possibly reaching 90% in some areas. Experts attribute the intense heat waves' impact on oyster health to increased vulnerability to viruses. In response, the Japanese government is providing support for fisheries, yet ongoing climate change remains a long-term threat to the oyster industry and reliant local economies. While Japanese macaques in observation facilities across Japan are showing hay fever-like symptoms this year, such as rubbing their eyes, noses, and sneezing, the staff hope visitors can empathize with the monkeys during spring allergies. At the Takasaki-yama Natural Zoological Garden in Oita, about 10% of the 760 monkeys have been seen sneezing and with runny noses as early as late February, possibly due to pollen from local cedar and cypress trees. Similar symptoms were reported at Arashiyama Monkey Park and Awaji Island Monkey Center, with some monkeys unable to open their swollen eyes, as they have no medicine and must wait for the season to pass. Japanese government officials reported that Canada is set to join the Global Combat Air Program, GCAP, as an observer, allowing access to a next-gen fighter jet project led by Japan, Britain, and Italy. This status facilitates information sharing and could pave the way for deeper involvement in production or procurement in the future. Despite planning a defense ministers' meeting to announce Canada's participation, a decision on purchasing the jet will follow later. The move highlights growing security ties between Tokyo and Ottawa, particularly following a recent defense agreement. Several countries have expressed interest in GCAP amid concerns regarding existing U.S. defense partnerships. Japan is keen to maintain a 2035 deployment target but has had concerns with partner involvement that may delay progress. This openness to Canada signals trust towards partners with strong motivation. Shibuya Ward in Tokyo will revise and enforce the Ordinance for Creating a Clean Shibuya Together, starting Wednesday. This initiative aims to tackle littering, which has increased due to more visitors, including foreign tourists. Key points of the revision include: a 2,000 yen fine for littering will be collected on the spot, starting June 1st, following a public awareness campaign. Food and beverage stores around Shibuya, Harajuku, and Ebisu stations must install trash bins, beginning April 1st. A fine of 50,000 yen will be imposed on those who break the rules after advisement warnings. Multilingual staff will patrol the city to enforce these rules fairly. Mayor Ken Hasebe emphasized the need for clearer rules to protect the urban environment in the face of increased littering. Divorced couples in Japan can now negotiate joint custody of their children starting Wednesday, marking the first major legal change in over a century. Previously, the law required parents to choose one custodian after divorce, leading to claims of psychological harm for children and issues for the left-behind parent. The new amendment allows parents to decide on joint or sole custody and permits changes to custody agreements through family courts after divorce. This change aligns Japan with other countries and addresses the need of non-custodial parents. However, concerns remain about potential abuse and increased power of family courts in custody decisions. Approximately 200,000 children are affected by divorce in Japan each year.
Let's take a short pause. In case you're wondering, I started the TokyoBill to write about the local craft beer scene, and then included news articles on Japan that I personally found interesting, not just the big stories carried by the mainstream media. If you like what you're hearing but want further information, please visit theTokyoBill.com for links to the original articles. Thanks, and now back to this week's news. Japan has officially shut down its 3G mobile network, marking the end of the beloved Garakei era, those iconic flip phones that once dominated the domestic market. Inside one electronics store, nearly 8,000 nostalgic devices line an entire wall, collected over 25 years as a tribute to the era. While 5G is now the standard, around 250,000 users were still on 3G until their service was automatically cancelled on April 1st. The 3G network, first commercialized by NTT Docomo under the brand name FOMA, increased communication speeds 500 times over its predecessor, transforming how Japan connected. Next up, engineers are already working towards 6G by 2030, raising the question of what comes after smartphones. 2 Japanese post office managers are in serious trouble after allegedly selling bulk postal envelopes to a criminal ring, knowing full well the purchases were fraudulently made with stolen credit cards. The group then resold the letter pack envelopes to a buyback business, netting an estimated 300 million yen, nearly $2 million in total proceeds. Sales at the Fukuoka post office branch had surged an extraordinary 800% in fiscal 2024 before police stepped in. Shockingly, Japan Post had no idea anything was wrong until investigators searched the premises. 2 officials reportedly told investigators they simply did as they were told, while 4 criminal group members and the buyback shop manager have also faced charges. Scrolling past a broccoli or honey emoji on Japanese social media? It might actually be a drug deal. These emojis are coded slang for cannabis, broccoli for the dried form, honey for liquid. And police say the tactic is deliberately designed to lower young people's psychological guard. A record 6,800 plus people were arrested for cannabis-related offenses last year, with over 70% aged in their 20s or younger. More than 40% of offenders said they found their source online, with social media accounting for over 90% of those cases. Authorities are now releasing awareness videos, warning that misinformation portraying cannabis as harmless is dangerously widespread and urging young people not to give in to temptation. A historic former shipyard in Yokosuka is getting a spectacular transformation. Japan's first superyacht marina, capable of docking 60-meter luxury vessels, is planned for the iconic Uraga site, once a symbol of Japan's shipbuilding dominance, with construction starting as early as 2027. The ambitious 100 billion yen project will also feature twin landmark hotels and residential condominium towers, targeting wealthy visitors from Japan and abroad. The site is also envisioned as a hub for international meetings and cultural learning. Acclaimed architect Kengo Kuma designed the environmentally conscious master plan, emphasizing streets that reconnect the area's land and sea history. The city's mayor described the undertaking as Japan's second opening of the country. Microsoft is investing $10 billion into Japan over the next 4 years, with a strong focus on AI data centers and infrastructure. The tech giant is partnering with SoftBank and Sakura Internet to build a domestic data network that keeps processing on Japanese soil, an increasingly critical priority for economic security known as data sovereignty. The investment aligns closely with Prime Minister Takaichi's government strategy, which has designated AI a national priority. Microsoft also plans to train 1 million developers in Japan by 2030 through programs with 5 major Japanese firms. The announcement follows large-scale commitments from Amazon Web Services and Oracle, firmly cementing Japan's status as a premier global destination for AI investment. Politics got a little more playful in Tokyo this week. After concluding official talks at the Akasaka Palace State Guest House on Wednesday, Japanese Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi and French President Emmanuel Macron wrapped up their joint press conference in memorable fashion, striking the iconic Kamehameha pose from the beloved manga series Dragon Ball. Macron, a well-known fan of Japanese comics, pointed out during the conference that France is the world's second largest manga market after Japan, with young French people particularly passionate about the genre. It was not his first Dragon Ball moment in diplomacy either. Back in May 2024, during talks in Paris, then Prime Minister Fumio Kishida presented Macron with Dragon Ball-themed Edo Kiriko glassware as a gift. Nut allergies are surging in Japan. Once responsible for just 7% of food allergies a decade ago, nuts, including peanuts and tree nuts, now account for 31%, overtaking traditional allergens like egg, milk, and wheat. The consequences can be life-threatening. One preschool-aged girl nearly died after eating a single cashew, going into anaphylactic shock. She has since carried emergency medication daily for 9 years. Unlike many food allergies, nut allergies tend to be severe and lifelong. Experts suggest rising nut imports may be driving the trend. In response, some families are pursuing tolerance-building treatments under specialist supervision. However, regulatory progress remains slow. While cashews were recently added to mandatory food labeling requirements, restaurants still face no legal obligation to display allergen information on menus. And that brings us to the end of this week's news roundup. Once again, your visit to theTokyoBill.com would be greatly appreciated. I've been and remain Tokyo Bill. Thank you for listening, and take care.